again?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Okay. All right.
Yes, Sunny.
So I'm going to ask you again.
Yes.
Have you heard of the term ageism? No.
No.
So what it is again is it's judging a certain age group because of their age.
Yeah.
And only because of their age.
Yeah.
So from your background, Turkish background,
Yes.
how do they view the elderly?
Very respect. They do very respect, especially in my time. Now a little bit younger age is a little bit different, but still they do. Say they do.
Yeah.
So.
Like for example, do you have an example from your life with your grandmother? Like how did back then, how did they or you treat the elderly?
My young age?
Yeah.
Oh yes, they do it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Like when they don't, they look after them. Especially I told you that 50, 60 years ago, not so many people, especially ladies, wasn't working, most lady home.
Yeah.
So they look after the elderly people. Doesn't matter from the husband's side or her side. They look after the elderly age. Right now, because the time is different, most of the people working, ladies especially, and if there is nobody home, they put them to old age home. Now we do have an old age home.
Yeah.
And then even before 100 years ago, we do have a more than 100 elderly age home. If that elderly person has nobody, they look after them. Government look after them. You know. And then people around, if you know that, then you look after. Even the neighbor look after. Oh yes, neighbors. If I know that person has he doesn't or she doesn't have a children, or children are very bad, they don't look after that. Neighbor do very much. My old time.
Yeah.
Still they do, but big city is different than small city and town now, like used to be.
Yeah.
But still they do care elderly people.
Okay.
Okay.
So how do you feel about youth today? Like, how do you feel like they're different from before, like from when you were younger?
Me?
Yeah, how do you feel, youth today, are they different from when you were young?
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah, different. That's what I said. They will more respect my time, my youngest time, my young time. They will more respect than now. So, but still they do, but then, 50 years ago, they were more respect. They had to have the elderly people, they look after that, and even I said, our neighbor is look after the neighbor very much. Still they do. If they poor, if they need anything, if they need cooking for something, neighbor always help them. Always.
And what do you think about the word elderly? What do you think of when you think of the word elderly?
Right now?
Yeah.
What do you mean the elderly is...
the older people, what do you think of when you think of them? When you say, oh, look at that elderly person, what would you think?
Oh, I feel even... I see my future, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I will get that point. You know what I mean? So I have to think about what I do, then what I get. When I get old, I believe those things very much. When I did something right now, then I will get back that things, what I did. Even the bad things or good things, it come back to me. So I believe very much. Okay?
And so at what points does youth end? What points do you start getting old and stop being young?
What do you think? What do you mean?
When do you stop feeling young? When do you start feeling older? Yeah.
Until 60. After 60 or 65 especially, every year you are different. Like every year you change. Before, every 10 years you differences. Now, but after 65, you can see yourself, last year what I did, this year I cannot do as much I used to do. Because I'm over 65. So, that's all I can think about.
And how do you feel that media betrays you? Like, how does media show what the elderly looks like? You know what I mean? Like, how does media show the elderly? What kind of lights they show them in? Do they make them, is it humorous? Do they make fun of them? Do they honor them? Do they do something in between? Do they ignore them?
I don't think so they make fun of them or, know them. Like, I mean, they still care, I am sure. I am thinking about, especially my culture, I should say.
Culture? So in Turkish television, there's no any old people characters they make fun of, or?
No, they don't.
So it's more of an honor thing.
Yeah, not much. I don't think so. Not much.
Okay. And since you have a little bit of time to come up through that, tell me about your grandmother.
Oh, my grandmother was very wise lady. She died she was almost 100. She didn't have an educated, but she's very a wise lady. She was very outgoing. She never sit down as much as she can do things at home. Yes, she can do the vegetable. Have to my mother, clean and things. Oh, she was very outgoing. She was very. She's never ever lazy, I should say, never. Especially her age.
Yeah.
She was very nice lady, very nice. I'm glad I grew up with her.
Yeah.
She was very nice lady. So.
And what about Nana? No.
Nana. What way Nana is like right now? You mean she's very healthy. It's God. She's 95. Don't tell anybody. And she still can do her little cooking, doing her bath, and that's all. And she's healthy. That's the main things, She's good. She's very good.
So you believe that the elderly are more than capable of taking care of themselves?
Yeah, like my mom says, I don't want to sit down. I want a little bit outgoing to do things.
Yeah.
If you sit, you get more lazy and give up things. She never. Or she loves traveling. That. Or she loves traveling. No, she's outgoing person. Very much. Her age. She's very much. My nose is burning. Yeah. So she's good lady. Very good lady.
So if there were any kind of words of wisdom or anything you wanted to share to younger people about the older people, what would it be?
Oh, I always give them advice. Get respect to elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they say, you better listen. Either you do it or not. Don't answer back. Listen them. They know something because they have a life. Nothing to do by education. Those kind of things. It's life experience they do have. So, like when I was young, like a teenage especially, my grandmother used to say something, I wouldn't answer back, but from inside I said, how should know. But honestly, when I get certain age, then I understood what she meant. So that's what I mean. That's what I always give the younger people. I'll tell them either they do it or not, but back somewhere they will remember. but I remember. So when they get certain age, they remember what the older people say. And mostly people in my friend, I should say I am very a wise lady. Like they always ask me, they always respect me, and they give me my sample, like how good I am, you know. So that's all. That's what I'm saying. Depend on the person.
Yeah.
Person has to be grow up. Doesn't matter what your age. You will be very advised. You're 20, or you'll never be mature until you're 40. You know, it's difference. Very much difference, children. So that's all I can say.
Okay. Yep. And you were saying something before about about when people treat people, like how young people treat the older people. That's how they should be treated.